Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Former Bachelorette star Shawn Booth reveals his baby mama. That's right. We're going to share the photos. People has the exclusive right to the photos because this is a big deal. Who would have thought? Didn't have it on my bingo card. Shawn Booth. I don't know if Bachelor Dater covers this, but Shawn Booth has had a meteoric rise in fame post-show since he started his podcast. I mean, this is the reason why contestants do podcasts, right? This is why they do Driving with Dave. Hey, Shawn Booth, come on down, do Driving with Dave. Because, you get the edit that the show gives you. The image of Shawn Booth was essentially just an angry, jealous boyfriend. That was the image, correct me if I'm wrong, that people had of him. But of course, there's more to that. And we're going to get into that right now. Follow me on Instagram at DNeal. Stand-up show updates, Seattle, Huntington Beach, August 24th and August 17th. Go buy tickets to Seattle right now. I'll have Huntington Beach hopefully later today. Ticket link on my Instagram at DNeals. Patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind-the-scenes bonus content. I'll be live at 10:30 a.m. this morning. Go check that out. In Bachelor Rush Hour, the hit podcast will be available every afternoon for all of the content we don't get to today here. You can go check out the rest of it on the podcast. Shawn Booth shares first photos with pregnant Dre Joseph. Am I pronouncing that right? Or is it Dre? I think it's Dre Joseph ahead of first baby together. Exclusive. The pair are expecting their first baby together. So he announced last week that he was pregnant and by the way, doing all the right things by getting people involved, by sharing it on his podcast. Look, if the stories are going to happen, you might as well control the narrative and sell some ads in the process. And I think Dre knows that because I don't think she has a real social media personality. I mean, she's got a great personality for social media and podcasting, but we have yet to see much content of her online. She is a photographer, so she's on the other side of the lens. But here we're going to see their chemistry is pretty good. It's pretty good and very interesting, welcoming her to the Bachelor family. Whether they survive as a couple or not, I don't even know if they're dating, to be quite honest. You guys can be the judge. But whether they survive or not, she's sort of reliant in some parts on his podcast success because he's the baby daddy, and the better the podcast does, the better the baby's going to have a chance at being provided for. I'm not saying she can't provide for it, but so anyway, very interesting that she's kind of going guns a-blazing with him and sharing in that social media and podcasting love. Shawn Booth and mom-to-be Dre are opening up about their journey to becoming parents. So it was on yesterday's podcast. We'll share a few clips. Here are the two photos they have. Some people were disgusted by this photo because Shawn's got a pregnancy test in his mouth, but it's like, look, appreciate the bit. He's got the shower, the hose going, which is that's the fertility. He's saying, hey, my sperm apparently work. He found that out the hard way. And then there's Dre down there with other pregnancy tests, which of course, they didn't take the pregnancy test in the third trimester, folks. They didn't take it 15 weeks after, you know what I mean? So either way, I don't know what the disco ball is all about, but we're here for the party. So here they are having a sense of humor about a baby, which is nice because, so often you see the photos like this, which is like, oh, we're a perfect lovey-dovey couple. But it's like, no, come on, he knocked her up. That's how it goes. It wasn't planned. It was unplanned. That's okay. They can talk about it. They can have fun. But also a very nice photo. I wonder if she had this set up on her tripod, if she actually took this photo, or if this was somebody else. But either way, a nice pickup truck right there. So we're going to go to the what was said on his YouTube channel, and he's up to 6,000 subscribers. I'm sure this video right here is going to perform very well. Plus, we'll share some clips of some different reels that he has here. So let's watch the reels.
Gentlemen, welcome back to In the Booth. This is a very special episode. It's been a wild, wild week. We're excited. Made an announcement last week that I was expecting a kid, and to my left, in the hot seat, she is now 19 weeks. We've got a very gorgeous lady here, a beautiful mama. I think the kids like to call them MILFs. Ladies and gentlemen, the lady you've been waiting for all week.
Perfectly teased right there. And we'll go to another reel that he released, Dre Joseph.
And I've started to feel the baby a little bit.
Little flutters.
Yeah, it's a crazy feeling. The first things that you feel, it's like something's just kind of moving through there.
Becoming a mother, the baby's out, and it's go time. What are you most nervous about?
Living up to my own expectations. I hear a lot of times that new moms set all these expectations and then they kind of beat themselves up for what they think motherhood will look like or postpartum will look like. And they see it on social media. It's in rose-colored glasses. And I know there's a lot of nitty-gritty that goes into it. It's super hard. And I just want to remember to give myself grace and that you and I are going to do the absolute best we can.
I feel like
Let me ask you guys a question. Is there an app, and if there isn't, there should be. Is there an app? So say I get pregnant in July. It's July right now. Say I get pregnant. So if I'm pregnant in July, that means I would have a baby in what, April of next year? Do I have the math right? Is there an app where you can meet other people that are around you that are also having a baby in April? That way you guys can have babies at the same time and you can like experience that joy together and you can have play dates. Does that exist? I think that should exist, right? Because, we've considered moving to Nashville ourselves because you can be the mayor of Nashville. You can literally just buy the mayorhood. It's so cheap compared to living in Los Angeles. And we've said, well, if we did move and we did have kids, again, these are all hypotheticals, folks, but we like to speculate here on the channel. How would we make new friends and have friends that are going through the same processes and this and that? But Shawn's kid, it's too far. But I don't want to. I'm not asking for any play dates with Shawn's kid. Although I can imagine Shawn's kid will be doing CrossFit, and I'm going to be like, I need my kid to be as strong as Shawn's kid. My kid can beat up your kid. Just one of those. My dad will beat up your dad. Well, my kid can out bench press your kid. All right, no, we're all about love, no fighting. Anyway, so very interesting stuff here. Let's go to their last reel that he has, and then we'll play a YouTube clip.
Let's say this is a he.
Yeah.
And he's 17. And he's got 3 buddies. And you say, give me everybody's keys. If you have 1 case of beer, you can go in the basement.
Yeah, I mean, 1 case of beer, but I know what they're going to do. They're going to have 1 case of beer. They're going to somehow sneak out, find more beer. They're going to find girls. They're going to find weed. They're going to do all types of crazy stuff. They're not going to sit in the basement with 1 case of beer. I don't want to be like the cool parents, a cool dad, like, oh, yeah, we can go over to Booth's house and we can get hammered. No. They're going to do it. You just want to make sure they're safe about it. I am going to give them an unlimited amount of Uber cash where they can just make sure that wherever they're going, all right, I don't want to know about it, but wherever you need a ride, you're going to download the Uber app and it's going to have money on there for you.
That's your plan.
Yeah.
Can you give that to me too? Or what's going on? Where do I sign up for that?
You don't want our son drinking in the basement, but you want to go wherever you go. Don't tell me. But here is some app that a stranger can drive you home. Would you want our daughter to hang out with you in high school?
No, absolutely not.
Let's say this is a he.
Yeah.
All right, this is a great hype. I love that they're moving to teenage hypotheticals. It's like, have the baby first, worry about breastfeeding. You know what I mean? I don't know if I disagree with Shawn here. It seems to be the biggest issue with underage drinking is probably the driving aspect, although I'm sure there are other issues that come with it. I think I'm going to take full advantage of Apple's those Apple tags, the tracking devices. By all means, my kids. I mean, I'm gonna strap those to their ankles, and no one's kidnapping my kid without me knowing where it's going. You know what I mean? And also, I got the new Tesla, and you can monitor how fast someone else is going in your car. So I feel like by the time I have kids, I'm going to be able to control how much content they consume with regards to screen time. I'm going to shut that down real fast. Probably no screen time. I'm talking wooden toys and Legos. I'm not kidding. I grew up with Legos, and I had to develop a deep relationship with my mind. I was talking to animals, toy animals, not real ones. Real ones too. Hey, any pigeons want to come hang out with me? It was a lonely time, but I learned, I grew a personality and creativity because I didn't have you can't consume and create at the same time. I'm going to have an app on my phone that just shuts the internet down. Internet's gone, and I think I'm going to give my kids like one of those like kid-friendly debit cards so that they can learn the value of hard work and get money and learn financial responsibility. Those are my plans. As far as drinking's concerned, I am very European in my belief that kids should probably have their first sip of wine with their parents. I don't know, guys, 13? Is that crazy to say? Is it crazy? I don't have kids. Is it crazy to say that at 13 or something, you can give your kid a couple sip of wine and maybe a glass of wine when he's 14 or 15 at the dinner table? I'm just saying, better off that than having your first drink be Bacardi 151 like mine. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's go to one final clip here of and by the way, fantastic chemistry they have, because they're not exactly agreeing on everything, but they're respectful of each other. Even if they only were friends with benefits, I wonder if they would stick it out for the kid, and not stick it out like hate each other throughout the process, but I wonder if this will bond them in a way. But what do I know? Maybe they've already been dating.
Like she was saying, I'm not going to go yell at the coach but if he does something wrong or if they fuck up, I'll let him know for sure. Like, I'm going to be on their ass.
Oh, I thought of another thing I don't want them to have of yours. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Shawn and I had 2 different experiences as teenagers and college goers, and I sure as hell hope that they have my experience.
Yeah, I get a little nervous.
Their dads, especially if she's a girl or a boy. Actually, no.
But my first thing I'm going to do when I have a kid is teach them how to say especially and not especially. Same thing with espresso. It's not espresso, it's espresso. Okay, that's all.
More if they're a boy.
Go on.
You want how detailed do you want me to hear?
Go detailed.
I was a very good kid for most ways that I was terrified of my parents, my mom. And Shawn was wild and dangerous and reckless and insane. And the stories I have heard, you would not believe. And
yeah, that's
high school or college?
Both.
Middle school. We can go into it. We'll talk later.
Yeah, I definitely get a little nervous for that because me and my buddies were absolute maniacs, high school, college, and to think of some of the things that we did, I'm like, yikes. And I know Caleb agrees with me on this.
Feels like having a kid is like a controlled explosion. Like the explosion's going to happen. Just try to make it so that there's no wildfires that come, create like a sort of an explosion proof area around that.
It's fun. He can attest to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've had similar upbringings, but I think it's a different world we're in today. We both, lived in a small town. You could get away with a lot more. There wasn't anything to do. So, in high school, you were having keggers out at your buddy's farm or wherever. And I think it's, growing up in Nashville, I don't think kids are doing the things we were
in
high school.
I don't think so. And with phones and social media, which is huge.
Social media, it'll get you.
Yeah, social media, phones are just a way to snitch on yourself. All right, so you can go check out the full episode. You know where to find it, but very interesting. When Shawn started his podcast just a few months ago, I did not have it on the bingo card that he would be sort of gaining a following by knocking up his friend with benefit. I don't know, whatever she is. I don't know if she's his friend with benefit or whatnot. Now, he had yesterday, I don't know if it still is on his timeline, but yesterday he actually had a workout video of her at his gym. And let's see if we can go to it. It might be gone by now, but I believe they are working out. But oh yeah, here it is. Here's the baby mama, mom and baby B putting in the work today. So doing what looks like some sort of kettlebell squats there. What a great, look, hey, 20-week update on the bump. This is one way to sort of sell the experience here of having a gym.
I can't grasp how small baby is going to be. That's great.
All right, so anyway, we're going to get more baby updates from Shawn Booth. That's where we're going on the channel. Hey, we take it. Sometimes we have breakups in the community, sometimes we have babies, but isn't that life? All right, more content coming your way right after this.